"You have cancer" are arguably three of the most traumatic words on the planet. Once the shock wears off, people may be left wondering, how did this happen? Why did I get it? Did I do something wrong? Welcome back to OneVillage's Navigating Cancer course. This is Lesson 3. In this Lesson 3, we will be learning about cancer development, cancer risk factors, and cancer development myths. Nearly 1 in 3 people will develop some type of cancer over their lifetime. What causes cancer is the million-dollar question. When a normal cell divides, it copies its DNA to produce 2 new cells. And sometimes it can make mistakes. If these mistakes aren't repaired or the cell doesn't die off, it will continue to pass on that mistake. And this can lead to cancerous growth. That is a simple explanation, yet of course it is not that simple. It takes thousands of straws to break a camel's back, not just one. Same with a cancer cell or cancer development. We are made up of trillions of cells that are dividing all the time. And mistakes happen all the time. And usually they don't lead to a cancer. But sometimes they do. Studies conclusively have shown that approximately 2/3 of the genetic errors that lead to cancer development happen as a result of these random cell division mistakes. 66% of cancers are just random. And that is why most people diagnosed with cancer don't have any identifiable risk factors. And this is why everyone should continue to do their recommended cancer screenings. So now let's talk about risk factors. A risk factor is something that raises the chance of getting a particular disease. Some risk factors are not really changeable, like inheriting a gene mutation from a parent or getting older. Some risk factors are modifiable, like inactivity, the air we breathe, drinking alcohol, sun exposure, using tobacco products, or our body weight. But people with risk factors don't always end up getting cancer. For example, most people who smoke never get lung cancer. And even when a person with a risk factor gets cancer, there's no way to prove that the risk factor actually caused that cancer. We do know that about 20% of cancers are related to modifiable risk factors. So we in healthcare will recommend regular exercise, using sunscreen, maintaining a healthy body weight, and having healthy eating patterns. Will this completely prevent cancer? No. Will it decrease risk of cancer development in some? Absolutely. Ultimately, cancer is never anyone's fault, and no one deserves cancer. Let's now switch to cancer development myths. Let's start with, can stress cause cancer? No. Many studies have looked at stress on cancer recurrence. Yes, stress can affect our immune system, yet there is no clear evidence stress impacts the risk of getting cancer. Well, how about personality or attitude or being positive? Nope. Again, there is no evidence that these things cause cancer to occur or have an impact on cancer recurrence. We don't see variations in cancer development rates between religious leaders and people in prison, or between people with high-stress jobs or low-stress jobs. Those things just don't affect cell division. And finally, the granddaddy of all cancer myths, does sugar feed cancer? No. Yes, cancer cells use glucose, but so does every single solitary cell in our body. Everything we eat, whether it is a fat, carbohydrate, or protein, is broken down by our digestive system into glucose, so all our cells can use it. Cells in our body, including any cancer cells, cannot differentiate what kind of food the glucose they are using came from. It's just not possible. Now, high sugar, high calorie foods can lead to people being overweight or obese, and excess weight is linked with the development of many kinds of cancer and the risk of recurrence in some types of cancers. But it is not eating the sugar that causes this. Remember, everything we eat, whether it's a jelly bean or a strawberry, is broken down into glucose for our cells to use. For your Lesson 3 review, about 1 in 3 Americans will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. Most of these cancers will be from random cell division errors. Alterations in DNA that control cell division create cancers, not a bad attitude or stress. Some cancer risk factors are modifiable and some are not. Following a lifestyle that includes healthy foods, exercise, maintaining a healthier body weight, and minimizing tobacco and alcohol is not a guarantee against cancer, but it does help decrease risk. Coming up in lessons 4, 5, and 6, we'll be learning about your cancer team, how cancer treatments work, and dealing with side effects, including fatigue. I'm OneVillage Chief Wellness Officer, Dr. Leslie Waltke. We'll see you soon.